likes to stay in the background, but we all recognize the influence he's had on this football program, and that's our Director of Strength and Conditioning for Football, Coach Sal Losi. All right, hey, let's get to this class, because that's why we are here, right? Let's talk about this class. All right, hey, let me tell you something. This class is a really, I'm not going to say really fine class of UCLA Bruins, and we are proud to welcome these guys into our family. You know, some of you put stock in these rankings that Rival, Scout, and those guys put out, okay? We don't put a lot of stock in that because we like to evaluate with our eyes what we see on film, what we see when we go to games, what we feel when we get in their house and meet their families. We're evaluating football ability, we're evaluating character, we're evaluating toughness, intensity, accountability, discipline, passion. Okay, we're evaluating all those things. So for us, it's more than just a star. But you know what? We do have egos, okay? And the information that the fans out there typically get comes from Rivals and Scout. That's how they judge how you did. Well, I tell you, we did darn good because this is a small class. And it's a small class for a reason, which I'll tell you about in a minute. But when you take the average star ranking of this class of UCLA Bruins we're about to introduce, okay, both Rivals and Scout have us in the top 10 nationally, and that's pretty darn good. Okay? We were able to fill a lot of needs. We filled needs at wide receiver, needs, areas of concern, areas where we needed to bring more bodies in. Wide receiver. We lost a couple of pretty good linebackers. Man, we signed a nice linebacker class, okay? We said, hey, we need to add some maturity to the offensive line room. We were able to do that, okay? Hey, we have an outstanding secondary. I mean, how many people last year could honestly raise their hand and say, man, I feel really good about our secondary in 2013. If you raise your hand, you're lying unless you're one of these players sitting over here, okay? Our secondary performed outstanding. You can never have enough cover guys. And that's Coach Nate, and that's the pass rush, and that's those kids right over there that pour their heart and soul into it. But man, we added 5 really good defensive backs, okay? We said, hey, we're losing a couple pretty good defensive linemen. Got in Cassius Marsh, Lee Epinesa, okay? Keenan Graham, okay? We need to get a few guys. We went out, we got ourselves a really good class of defensive linemen. Lost my space here, just a minute now, hang with me. We said, hey, what's our quarterback look like? What's the profile of the UCLA quarterback? Well, Brett Hunter, okay? We got one last year. This year we got another guy. We let Taylor talk about it. Big athletic kid that can throw the ball and run. Okay, I wish. Bernie, thumbs up or thumbs down? Thumbs up. Oh man, this makes my day. You're the first to hear it. All right, Nate Starks, 4-star running back. Got a Colorado. That's awesome. Okay, but man, we were able to go out and get ourselves a big physical back to add to the already great crew that we've got. So it's overall, it's a smaller class than the last 2 years, but that's okay. Because guess what? You know how many scholarship seniors we have on our team next year? Can anybody that wasn't down with me guess? 6. And that includes Malcolm Bunch. We have 6. Okay, so hey, these scholarships, these things are precious. They're precious for a lot of reasons. Number one, you get a chance to come and go to school at UCLA and play football for this football team. They're precious, so we don't just give them away. We don't just invite anybody in. Man, you got to be special. We're trying to be the best in everything we do. Athletically, academically, character. We're looking for the best of the best. And if they don't measure up, they don't get in. So we're not going to settle. We're not going to sacrifice. That's not what we're going to do. Hey, we went after some big fish, man. We went after some big fish. Okay, and we caught a couple. Okay, and a couple got away. We thought we had a couple on the hook. We started reeling them in. A couple got away. Okay, but I know this. What was awesome about today, watching TV, is almost every single time that they went to one of the big-time guys across the country, UCLA was mentioned as one of their finalists. We didn't get them all, but that's our aim. Great. We're not going to settle. If you're going to beat, not compete, if you're going to beat the best programs in America, and that's our goal, we're not there yet, that's our goal, then dang it, you better be willing to compete with the best teams in America. And that's what our ass is going to do. We're going to compete, no matter what. That's what you can expect. You might not know, but that's what you can expect. So listen, I've talked enough. I'm going to hand the mic off to, you might recognize him from the TV series Breaking Bad, our offensive coordinator, Noah Mazzoni.
That would be Eisenberg, because I like to cook up a little offense. That was pretty good, wasn't it? You know what's crazy? Number one is it's awesome to be a UCLA Bruin. Number two is, because I don't know what they talk about, so I'm going to talk anyway. Number two is 1970, early 70s. I can remember, I grew up in Raton, New Mexico. See, they hate that. I start telling old man stories, right? And the only TV in Raton, New Mexico, which is a very small town in northern New Mexico, all right, that got an LA station was in the barber shop. It was Eddie V. Hill's barber shop, all right? So I would look at the paper, and I'm telling you the truth, every time the UCLA Bruins were playing basketball, I would run to Eddie's and sit in there and watch them play in Pauley Pavilion, like Steve Patterson, Bill Walton, I mean, all those guys, right? And I'm standing on the damn floor. That's unbelievable. All right? I love that. Anyway, I'm going to hand it over real quick. I mean, because I get to coach four and some unbelievable, not only coaches, but guys to hang out with, friends, colleagues, whatever. All right, and we call the next guy to introduce is our receiver coach. You guys heard of the Terminator? All right. Well, around our place, he's called the Yarbinator. All right. And that's Eric Yarbner. I believe. I mean, I've been doing this a long time, without a doubt. The best receiver coach, close friend, guy I've been around. I mean, just awesome guy. All right, but he's going to talk to you about our receivers, and so I'm going to bring up Coach Eric Gardner.
Thank you for those kind words. But right now, I'm going to be a little coachable right now. I'm going to learn from Coach Moore's mistake. All right, I want to thank my wife, my lovely wife, for supporting me. Well, trying recruiting hours. I'd like to thank the fans and the student body. Thank you, guys. Those guys in those black sweatsuits over there that I love, I want to thank you guys for everything you guys do in our recruiting process, man. I love you. Last year, I was still in the same spot. We talked about Eldridge Massington, and then we talked about Darren Andrews and Jalen Ortiz. They were two guys about my size, and I coached them like this, you know? All right? This year, I got some guys that I coach like this. All right? They all range from 6'2" to 6'4", 190 pounds to 215 pounds. They all can take a hitch, the distance, and score, or they can go over the top, take a streak and score. Or you can put the ball on the shelf, so the little kids can't play with it. Yeah. But I have a fine group of men coming in. I'm excited to coach them. And more importantly, they're great students, great people, and have great character. So I'm looking forward to coaching these guys, and you'll see how good they are on the film later. Thank you. Pleasure of introducing the recruiting guru, Adrian Clinton.
Well, I don't have a wife or anything, but
Angus's wife for Cookie Thursdays. I appreciate that. We were fortunate enough last year to sign a few good linemen, quality linemen that came in as freshmen. 3 of them started. Sometimes you go through recruiting process is a little difficult to recruit, and teams use that against you. We're looking for a certain type of kid that can come in and mature enough to understand this can be a competitive situation and embrace that. We found that in Malcolm Bunch, Colton Miller, and Najee Torn. Obviously, their athletic abilities are what attracted us to them, but the competitive juices and competitive nature is what gets us most excited. I'm really excited to have those guys in our room, and I think it's going to benefit us and make us better as a whole. Thank you. Next up is Coach KP.
Staff. As I grew up around here in Orange County, went to school in Mater Dei. You guys don't know this, but my favorite college player was a guy named Jerry Robinson. He was a linebacker, and I thought I would be a linebacker, but I stopped going up, I started going sideways. As I went through this season, I took the year to enjoy my family, and I thank my wife, who's a UCLA grad. And my father-in-law was alumni of the year here in the 80s. My mother-in-law is a graduate of UCLA, and all my brothers and sisters-in-law are all UCLA grad. So I have some favors I need to call on, because they really, really enjoy me being here, and I really enjoy being here myself. But I was sitting there at Loyola High School enjoying my son, and I get a phone call from the head coach, but at the time I didn't know it was the head coach. I thought it was someone else, and it was Coach Mora talking to me, and I thought he was calling me to recruit, because he's always recruiting a kid that was at that school. But at the time, he and I started a conversation, and he goes, and I just watched the game that this team demolished out in the Coliseum. I'm like, great job, coach. And as we were talking, I'm going, Coach, I don't recognize that style. That style that you're playing on that field, the physical, the nasty, the selfish style of football. They have defensive players scoring. You know, a D lineman scoring a touchdown. A linebacker scoring a touchdown. That selfless style of football and that style of physical and enthusiasm, that passion that they play with. And when he said, I'm offering you a job, I was like, whoa. I want to see that. I want to join that. And I'm damn glad I'm joining that. This is an unbelievable coaching staff now. I've coached all over the place, but this is the energy, the commitment, the sacrifice of this staff, and the chemistry of this staff is unbelievable. But it always starts, I believe, because the head man is a leader of his family. When you're a leader of your family, the rest falls in place. That's like allowing us to take care of your children that you pass on to us and play football here for Coach Jim Mora and UCLA. We are blessed to get a running back in this class, and we've been working late here to get him into school and make sure he's ready to go. But Nate started his career out in Vegas and ended his high school career in Cherry Creek. Again, as we came together as an offensive staff, most of our guys were in that 190 range. And we started looking around the country, and all of a sudden, we bring in a guy that's going to be about 215 pounds, about 6'1", one cut downhill, and maybe Miles Jack